Hello, my fair citizens. My name is Strider Stone. I am the mayor of Sodium City. I wanted to welcome you all into the salt mine. There were so many things that happened this week. We have promises of an economy stream. We have updates on a new rivalry of Herbie and Sunny. We have the outcome of CGB and CROKEYZ. We had the Hooglandia tournament. We had the DGen tournament. We have a new fan fiction author coming out, Astral's Flame. I don't know what's going on. There's so much craziness. So let's just get right into the news. So for the first topic, I feel that this just flew under the radar because there's nobody that I've seen that actually talked about this yet. But Blake Rasmussen actually promised us a show about the economy. He did this during the Alchemy preview stream. So we're going to roll that clip right now.
Yeah, again, I see the economy. There are a lot of economy questions. I see the economy questions. I personally owe you, the fans, the viewers, a show about the arena economy, but this is not that show. Ian's not that guy. Ian has many other skills and talents and knowledge.
Now, everyone knows that economy is such a huge issue in MTGA. There's problems with the wildcard system, the vault system, acquiring cards, anything outside of a standard set is just a complete nightmare. If you're just now getting into arena, it's almost impossible to even jump into the historic format. You're pretty much entirely gatekeeping anybody from joining it, except for the people who've been playing a really, really long time, or people that have been playing limited for so long, they just have like infinite wildcards, infinite gems that they can just buy all the cards, in which case that just doesn't really happen all that much. Usually limited players that acquire that much wealth in the game are just limited players. They don't really venture off into historic or any other formats that often. So with the release of Alchemy, this just became a massive issue. Everyone was complaining about it, but a lot of people were saying it was Alchemy that was the problem and not the economy. But really, it was just the economy. All of the valid reasons that people had to be upset, they were saying Alchemy was the problem, but in reality, it was just the economy. And it's pretty much what I've been saying since the start. When Alchemy was announced, I was like, this is awesome. This is great for the historic community. It's great for standard, because it's going to be awesome for people who hate the metagame, how stale it gets, blah, blah, blah. There's so many things that it's good for. The shit thing is that it made the economy worse because it injected more cards into the game, meaning you had to buy more packs, you had to have more wild cards, etc., etc., etc. That sucks, but it's not an Alchemy problem. It's an economy problem. So Blake, when he was doing the Alchemy previews, everyone was like, hey, what about the economy? The economy is going to be even more fucked now than it was before. It's worse and worse and worse. He's like, hey, I see your concerns. I owe you a show about the economy, but this isn't the place. So after that announcement was made, he never really said when it was going to happen. There still has been no announcement or release saying, hey, we're going to talk about the economy or anything yet. So is that actually going to happen? I hope so, because we have this clip. So if you see the clip, it'll be linked in the description below. Make sure to blast it out, share it with your friends, hold them to this, because we need answers, or we need something. We need some type of adjustment. Because if they just go on and they're like, hey, we're not changing the economy, and then just stop the stream, at least we would have closure. That would suck, don't get me wrong, but at least we would have some closure, right? And next up, we have a little bit of a friendly rivalry between two streamers. We have Level 99 Herbie versus Sunny Buzzkill. Now, these are two really entertaining streamers, but last season, they're like, hey, who's gonna get higher rank in Limited? Apparently, Sunny Buzzkill got really drunk at the back. I guess that's how he calls it, a bat, like he's a sheep or something. I don't know. Whenever he drinks, I guess he turns into some farm animal. I don't understand it. It's fucking weird, but you know, they are what they are, right? So last season, they competed. They did a little thing. It was kind of neck and neck for a little bit. I'm not gonna say anymore. Let's just roll the video.
There are some challenges you don't dare make because you don't know who's gonna win at the end. Sunny Buzzkill. Whiskey, beer, wine, and cocktails. He loves it all. CROKEYZ attorney.
I've been instructed by our client, CROKEYZ, to make this statement on his behalf.
Number 470 most watched MTG streamer in the world. Herbie, the official representative for dinguses in MTG.
Oh!
Number 150 most watched MTG streamer in the world. They will battle. They will put the wiener on the line. If one wins, it will end. But the one who loses gets the wiener.
A competitor rises from the darkness.
So here we are. This thing's hot as hell.
So as you can see, Herbie was able to kind of squeak out the victory and make Sunny wear a hot dog outfit for an entire stream. It was really funny. Make sure to go check out both of their streams. They'll be linked in the description below, probably at the card somewhere top here. But I was also able to convince both of them to do a little wager for next season. However, next season is constructed instead of limited. This is interesting because both of them are limited players, not constructed. So it is a little bit weird, but I was able to sit both of them down at the same time. We had a long form conversation. They're a blast to talk to. They're really, really entertaining. So that video should come out tomorrow. It'll be more long form. So obviously make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell notification, share this video with your friends, but stay tuned for tomorrow's video too. Since we're on the topic of friendly rivalries, we had to bring up CGB versus CROKEYZ. Two amazing streamers, great players. So this was super entertaining to watch. You had to watch CGB play best of 3, which was hilarious. If you haven't checked that out, make sure to do that. Again, both their links will be in the description below as well. And as you can see, CGB just barely squeaked past a victory against CROKEYZ. This was a really great match. I really like the friendly banter and rivalry between the two. However, you can see that CROKEYZ did take this in a very humble way, actually. He wants a rematch, and CGB is like, hey, I ain't afraid of no goblins. So the issue is challenged right back, or accepted right back. I don't know, but there's a challenge and another thing is gonna happen. So stay tuned for that. So this weekend, we actually had some really, really cool tournaments going on. High profile ones, of course, the Hooglandia Open, which was an alchemy tournament. Usually he does historic, but this time it was alchemy. The deck that ended up taking it home was Mono Red Dragons. Now, there weren't any other Mono Red Dragons lists. However, there were 7 Boros Dragons and 3 Rakdos Dragons. The spread was really, really even amongst the decks, so I really like the diversity. However, I mean, alchemy has only been out for a week, so there wasn't a whole lot to test yet, but dragons seem very, very powerful in the metagame. The other tournament that we had that happened this weekend was the Degenerate Gaming tournament. Now, this was a standard instead of alchemy. It had 72 players, but the person that took it down was Riley Hicks playing an Esper Control in standard. Exactly. Out of the 72 decks, there was 13 mono green aggro and 12 mono white aggro. Now, this is 25 decks out of 72. That's a lot. That's a huge spread of the field, a huge spread of the field. The next decks down was like 4 Izzet control and 4 Orzhov control. There was almost nothing. And then everything below that was 3 of each or 2 of each or 1 ofs. There was like nothing, but you could tell the overwhelming of green and white aggro that was in standard was just obscene. And this is kind of why I think that standard is so boring for me, because you run into more of the same decks in standard than you even do in historic. And you run into a lot of the same decks in historic, but not to that level. In my opinion, this is the exact evidence you need for alchemy. See, the alchemy tournament had a bunch of different decks. This tournament had a bunch of the same deck. So I don't know, let me know in the comment section below what you think. And last but not least, we do have Astral's Flame starting to do some fan fiction. Now, this is actually pretty surprising. He created a fan fiction between Jaffer MTG, who kind of put on the majority of the DGen tournament or helped like spearhead it. So we did a fan fiction between Holebreaker Horror and Jaffer MTG, which was very comical. So if you haven't seen it, it'll probably be linked somewhere in the description or a card that pops out. It's hilarious. It's like 6 minutes long. It's way longer than it should be, but the whole thing is hilarious. It is hilarious. Strongly recommend it. But unfortunately, that's the only fan fiction that I've seen. So what I did is I had to actually contact Astral's Flame to find out if he had any other ones in the making, and he did. But I did get a message from him. Here it is.
Man, I really need new streamers and creatures from Magic to write fanfics about. Where can I find them?
You heard the man. So if you have any ideas for streamers or content creators with any other cards, then make sure to leave those ideas in the comment section below, because we need more fan fiction. This could be hilarious. This could be great moving forward. I think it'd be great for the community. So make sure to join in, leave your ideas in the comment section below. And if you wanted to see the whole interview I had with Astral's Flame, then make sure to tune into the video tomorrow. We'll have the full thing there. Thank you all so much for watching to the very end. I do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow, especially since it's a new one. So please share it with anybody who you think might be interested. Hit that subscribe button, bell notification, and leave a comment.